Right, what's happening, people? United Central here, back with another video. It's Friday. It is the match preview day with my guy Adam from Madrid United. Before we get started, mate, I always want to know, how was your week been? It's that Friday feeling. Have you got that Friday feeling today?
The Friday feeling, kids netball, lads football, and then United, and then everything else that the weekend brings, mate. All we're missing is a big boxing match on the Saturday night, and that's perfect night and perfect day for me. But yeah, finished work now. Friday feeling definitely in the bag, like you said before. It's been a long ass week, mate, hasn't it? And if I could fast forward to the end of this window, I'd do it now, mate. I've had enough.
Oh, I'll tell you what, mate. I'll tell you what. Before we start the video, guys, please smash a like on the video. Subscribe to United Central. Subscribe to Madrid United. Link will be in the description also below. But yeah, man, let's just you know what? Let's just touch on the week, the past week. You know what I mean? Lost to Crystal Palace. You know what I mean? How was your overall feeling with the loss to Crystal Palace?
Mate, it was one of anger, disappointment, just felt let down. The Crystal Palace game was hard to summarise. It was hard to put your finger on exactly what was the major issue. But all in all, it just looked like the players weren't ready. They weren't up for it. It looked like they were just they had the mindset of turning in for the game and thinking they were just going to win it. And, it doesn't work like that in football. It does not work like that in football. And we came up against a team, granted, we're a little bit more ready than what we was in terms of the stage of the pre-season, so on and so forth. But let's be honest, mate, we can't use it as an excuse. We are Man United. And I watched City 2 days later, missing half of the squad, roll over Wolves, who were obviously one of our major rivals as well this season. So, for me, no excuse, mate, whatsoever. I'm not having the lack of pre-season or anything like that. It just absolutely, it pissed me off, mate, more than anything. It set a bad tone for the rest of the week.
Oh man, I tell you what, and obviously that game went by, and obviously we went into Luton game, not the best game. You know what I mean? If you look at it really, fell asleep. You know what I mean? Had conflicts on Rance's stream. You know what I mean? It was all going on, mate. It was all going on. But do you think the feeling for this game coming up now? You know what I mean? Do you think it's one of a case of nerves? Do you think the club is worried, or do you generally think we're at that stage where we're taking it game by game? You know what I mean? We're not thinking too far ahead. We're not thinking about top four. We're not thinking about Challenger League. The club is on an overriding feeling that we're just here in the moment. Just, you know what? Let's see what we do at Brighton. You know what I mean? Let's just see what we do over there.
Mate, it just feels like that, doesn't it? You never know what's coming week after week, and it does seem like the club are just saying, look, let's all talk about what's good after we've won a game. It's easy to talk well after you've won a game. But if we lose the game against Brighton tomorrow, then we could be looking at the possibility of being 9 points behind an Arsenal. You know what I mean? Or even... you can forget about being 9 points behind Liverpool. We could be 9 points behind what we realistically are chasing this season, which is top four. And that, you know what it feels like, mate? It feels like this is what it must feel like for them teams down who get put into administration and the start of the season as a handicap, like 9, 12 points behind or something like that. This is what it must feel like, because it just feels like we're miles behind in every single department, whether it's player fitness, squad depth, everyone ready, transfer window business, now points, league table. Oh, mate, it's like we've just absolutely we've missed the first week of school, mate, and we're playing catch up in terms of the curriculum. That's what it feels like.
I tell you what, mate. I tell you what, there's a lot of kids out there. Obviously, I work in a school, and there's a lot of kids out there, mate. They're looking a bit rusty, and Man United are looking a bit rusty. Let's read a super chat here. I think thanks for super chat, Daniel Luciano. I think we're going to see a completely different Man United tomorrow. No preseason, just settled in, and all same freaking transfers. You know what? You look at that. You know that feeling of people talking about not settled in, man. And you look at City, and I know people talk about, oh, we're not on City's level, we're not on this level. Man United should be on City's level. You know, in terms of we are Man United. Like, we should be having the best facilities. We should be having the best sports scientists. You know what I mean? How can we be rusty against Crystal Palace at home? And there was a lot of people excuses like that, Adam. And I was just thinking, I was flabbergasted. I thought, it's Man United now. We're making excuses against Crystal Palace. Not ready. You know what I mean?
No.
What do you say to those people that say we weren't ready? I know City have got, you can't compare City and United, but we're playing the same game, first game. Theirs was arguably harder against away to Wolves, who played a game before them.
Well, that's it, mate. There's no excuse. People who say that you should judge United in a few days are just making an excuse for their own inability to get a club and a team like Manchester United ready for a Premier League season. So if it's come out of the club, if it's Ollie, if it's any of the coaching staff or anyone like that saying that, you know what, it's been a tough pre-season, I said, well, how can it be tough if people like City are winning the game straight off the bat? Even Wolves the week before. They had a week less than us. Yeah, maybe they went out a week before us in the cup, but they started the week before us in the league. So really, they had the same preparation time, and they went out against Sheffield United, one of the most organised teams from last season, and smashed them in 10 minutes. So how can you not be ready? And like you said then, mate, we boast and brag about all the best of this and that and what United actually have got. But at the end of the day, it's all what shows on the pitch, mate. If it's not showing on the pitch, then something behind the scenes is wrong, because you don't have that many players who just don't look like they're ready to play football, mate. Not when you're at a club at Manchester United. That is an excuse that's brought out for the media just to appease some people. But deep down, we all know, even the ones who are fully backing him and saying you're just being overly critical and reactional after one game, they know deep down that is not good enough, mate.
No, totally not. Mustafa Shankar Super Chat, he goes, big upside. And Adam, do you think all the issues at United is affecting the players psychologically? With Brighton, other teams use it to their advantage. Lamptey and Mulpe could ring rounds around us. You know what I mean? Is there a problem mentality-wise at the club? Is there a problem where they're thinking, who we're getting transfer-wise, we're not improving? You know what I mean? I don't see it in terms of Bruno Fernandes and the new players coming in, but more so like the likes of Luke Shaw talking about transfers and where the club's going and whatnot. Like, do you see that there's a mentality wrong with the club psychologically they've been affected? I'm sure these are top pros, and I don't see them being affected when they've got 30 odd players in the squad. They must be thinking, right, we've got the squad there. Let's get the man. Let's build it from the manager. Let's build a kind of a strong ethos, a strong like club ethos, and let's go forward. We've got a big squad. They've got a big squad. It's not as if there's like 5 people in the training ground.
Mate, no, I think they've got 2 ahead of themselves, our squad. The fact that Luke Shaw's come out talking about transfers, if I was in charge of United, I'd be going bench. Shut your mouth. Deal with where you are at. You know what I mean? Deal with actually being at United. And you know what? Funnily enough, you may have some competition for your place wearing that red shirt. Do you know what I mean, mate? You wound me up when I heard Luke Shaw come out talking like that. They need a muzzle, mate, some of these players. What was it, summer before, Pogba going on about him wanting to leave, which turned half the fan base even more against him. Now he's stuck with us. And don't get me wrong, I'm not slagging Pogba off in terms of what he did last season. He's a player that helped us out and got us over the line. But when you're talking about the mentality, and I think I'm going to stick that word in my bio, mate, on my social media accounts. That's one I use all the time. It is literally all about that, mate, because we could see players leave this football club with no pressure, different sort of mindset, challenge, different sort of targets, and absolutely flourish, mate. Can you handle arriving at them doors at Carrington, seeing all the setup, and we talked about that a minute ago, and we know how big it is because every player that's come to the club has actually commented on how well and what the setup is like at Manchester United. I remember Zlatan doing it. So with all the best facilities in the world, obviously there's no excuse for not turning up, but if you turn up at United's new player, and we've seen them sink or swim, mate, sink or swim. Some players take to it like a duck to water. Zlatan, Bruno, this type of character, leader qualities in a team, never say die attitude. And you can see some of the players that have been brought up through the ranks have that same sort of mentality, but maybe just don't have the footballing quality to actually back it up. Whereas the players that come into United that we know can handle United and are the players we should be buying, like Zlatan, like Sebastian Schweinsteiger, we got them all too late, mate. And you know what? They're the players, because I remember Zlatan was in there, mate. And you know what? Pogba didn't say boo to a goose when Zlatan was at the club. Because he was a man there. There was a leader in the dressing room who was saying, "Oh, pipe down, son, I'm the man." And you know what? He still winds him up now. He still winds him up now about it. We've seen all the antics on social media, mate. But them are the players that we don't have. You could say Harry Maguire is a leader and this and that, but he's fresh at the club, mate. You can't expect a guy to go and command the dressing room because then he'll lose it. Do you know what I mean? So it's a case of, I think, pushing out that mentality and bringing in the right work ethic and mentality. So I'm not saying push Luke Shaw out, but he does need to be put back in his place. Who at the club in that changing room, if it's not the manager, because it doesn't look like he is doing anything, is the one to tell Luke Shaw, look, pipe down, son. You ain't got no God-given right to have your place nailed on every week in this football team. And that's what a lot of them think like by the look of it, mate, because that's what turned up on Saturday against Palace. Let's just walk on the pitch wearing the shirt and we'll be all right. It doesn't work like that. Earn your stripes. Earn your free Adidas stripes on that shirt. You know what? Knuckle down, work as hard as the opposition, and you'll win every time. If you're not going to work, then, you know what I mean? It's not going to happen, mate.
But you talk about that, and then, you know what I mean? Today in the press conference, I don't know if you've seen the press conference, but Ole Gunnar Solskjaer having a dig at Romero, saying, if he's not available, he's not putting the hard work in, which for me, I don't know if you should be barking the wrong orders at Romero, mate. You know what I mean? He came in as a free, you know what I mean? For me, he's been a respectable servant. You know, I thought it was a bit of a wrong dig there. I don't know. He's having a wrong. He's having a wrong go at all the wrong players. Last week, Southgate. Today, now Romero. There's a lot of issues here that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer needs to address more and speak out more. And they're just saying about, you know what, Romero this, Romero that. Is he trying to deflect the blame of the squad and the owners to say, you know what, we are doing what we can with this squad possible? Or do you just think Ole's never been that guy to say how it is and say, you know what, I want players. And I know he said, I need quality, you need quality, but he's never ever said, I need 3 players in this transfer window. I've never heard him say that.
No, mate. He wants quality. Well, you had quality in a number 2 in Romero. So if you're going in on someone like Romero, who was brought in, has played under 3 managers, second fiddle to a goalkeeper who doesn't get dropped no matter what. No matter what mistake De Gea makes, he never gets dropped. So you're talking and you want to dig out a player who has stood there on the sidelines. Every time he's played well, he's still been taken out of the team the next week when a big game comes around. And you want to have a dig at him? A player that cost the club nothing in these times. You know what I mean? Well, he's just seen Dean Henderson come in, double his wage, and is now fighting for a first team spot. And you want to have a go at that guy for wanting to maybe leave to try and finish his career, then you know what? I've got no time for that. And if Ollie has said that, I didn't see that bit, I'll be honest, but if he has said that, then you can, you know what, mate? If I was Romero, I'd probably just give him a little bit of a smack on the face before he went out the door, because that's just, it's wrong. That, I mean, Romero's had a brilliant attitude and he's not said anything in the press. He's not come out against anyone. And I'd be the first to stand up and clap him on the way out of that door, mate, Romero. He's been absolute quality for this football club. And I just don't understand how people can dig out the easy options. And that's what worries me, mate. You talked about mentality then. Why would you dig out a player who isn't going to backlash or say something or do something, you know what I mean, in the press? You know what I mean? No one's slagged off Pogba for what he said. No one's come out and said it was wrong. No one said anything to Jesse Lingard for his antics on camera last summer. Let's forget about his personal problems. It was only a few months before his personal problems dropped that he was on getting youth players in trouble while he was on holiday. Do you know what I mean? So no one said anything, mate. He didn't get anything at all. And if you're, you know what, mate, you can see it. Anyone who speaks badly about the club at the moment, it just seems like they're the ones who's going to be hung out to dry. An easy target, mate. That's what I'm saying. It's pick out the small fries, the ones who haven't got much to actually go on, or haven't got a big ego or something like that, who could probably cause problems for the club. And you know what, mate? Like I said it before, I'd stand there, I'd give Romero a standing applause. I wish him well in his future. His career's nearly over, and for him to come out and slag him off when he knows what he's done for this club. Don't get me wrong, Romero's won trophies for this club.
Oh, mate, international, mate. Nearly won a World Cup, mate. You know what I mean?
Like, you know what I mean? You've got to respect. I don't understand that. I mean, don't get me wrong. If he slagged Ollie off behind the scenes, rotten, then you know what, Ollie may be taking his chance to have a pop, but we don't know that. But I can't personally see it, mate. And it's not like a Manchester United manager to come out and say, you know what, let's dig out one little player like that. I know Fergie did it in his heyday, but you know what? You always knew that there was a reason behind Ferguson's outburst, and there was always something behind it. But I just don't see that with Ollie. He just needs to concentrate on getting that team right. And you know what? A good win against Brighton this weekend, that will go a long way. It will start to ease the pressure on him, but he's got some big decisions to make, and he needs to stop talking it and start walking it.
But you talk about big decisions, but genuinely, hand on heart, and you know what? Shout out to people watching, 635 people watching. Please smash a like on the video, man. Let's get up to at least 400, 500 likes, man. Come on, my guys, man. We've got Madrid United here. You know what I mean?
Let's do it.
Come on. But yeah, like I said to you, when you look at Ollie and you think, like, for me, I've always said this, and I've always said this very, very loudly, man. He's got a set of cards here. He's got Martial, French international, Pogba, French international. He's got a squad that he's never had at Cardiff. He's never had at Boulder. He's got a squad of 35 players who, for me, looks like he's happy when Lingard. He talks happy about Lingard. He talks happy about Pereira. He says, you know what, these guys will be given chances. You know what I mean? I'm still saying no action in the transfer window. Dalot, a person who said he was going to leave, still not left. There's a lot of things. I'm just thinking, is Ollie ruthless enough to say to the board, I want to get these guys out of my football club? Mourinho's done it. A lot of people have done it. At least what you got to give Mourinho, Van Gaal, they've took out the dead one and said, listen, bye-bye, mate. Bye-bye, go. And I know it didn't fit up their philosophy, and you know what? It's not good enough. But is Ollie happy with the squad is what, judging by when you see him talking to them in press conference? Because for me, he looked like I said, I've got a group of hard-working players here. And I was like, really, Ollie? Really?
Well, it didn't work very hard at weekend, did they? So, hard-working players, well, you know what? I can't really disagree with them pulling it out, being the best team after lockdown, because we were. It's facts, they're on paper, aren't they? But let's be honest.
Look at that. No one wants our Deadwood players, mate. But
no, I'm looking at that, mate. And I mean, the noises have started coming out. I mean, it was interesting to hear about Jesse Lingard's representatives coming out saying that they have spoken to teams abroad and in the Premier League. So that could have some weight behind it. Romero looks like he's going. I wouldn't even call him Deadwood. But again, coincidence, Phil Jones gets injured. And now they're talking like they still might not be getting this Smalling deal over the line because we may need him. I mean, come on. I mean, he hasn't got a squad. I'm going to back him on this. He hasn't got a squad that's going to win in the league.
That comment there, Daniel. It's the board who sells the players, not Ollie. But surely, if you're the managing director of a football club or you're the managing director of a company, surely you must have a say in something like saying, you know what, I don't want this guy today. I don't want this guy. You know what, Woodward, I don't really want this guy, mate. So can you get rid of him, mate? You know what I mean? Like, surely. Yeah. Like, come on, man. People are saying that it's a board. But the manager, he's the one that's playing these players all the time. So he can say, you know what? I don't fancy Pereira, Lingard. Please, let's take them out, please. If he's made a fool then. He's been made a fool. If that's the case, then they're not listening to him and he's been made a fool here because nobody's listening to him then. Is that what we're saying?
Well, let's put it this way in terms of that comment. Was it Ollie who agreed to signing Pereira to a new deal, to Phil Jones to a new deal? I think I remember him sat there with him taking the pictures, signing the contract. So it was Ollie who said that these players can stay in that side of it. You know what I mean? And, you know, when you go to, like, saying the players there, the board sells the players. But at the end of the day, them two players that you just signed in Pereira and Jones and Mata to an extent, well, I'm looking at that going, okay, that right there is blocking Axel coming into the team. That right there has seen Ghana go out on loan. There is stopping Mengi coming into the team. Do you know what I mean? They're blocking the potential. And we never would have known. We're talking about United unearthing a Greenwood or a Williams who have come in and have strengthened our squad. Don't get me wrong, that is all good. But do you know what? A lot of the time, we wouldn't have even seen Rashford if Martial didn't get injured that day. You know what I mean? Rashford wouldn't have even been on the scene right now if it weren't for Martial getting injured under Van Gaal.
There you go. It's crazy, isn't it?
There's plenty of average reserve players. I call them reserve players. A bit old school, I know, but reserve players blocking. They're low blocking our talent in the youth setup, mate. That's what we'll say. They're blocking out the chance of these guys playing. Because like you said, we played against Luton in the week, mate. Where's the youth players? You know what I mean? We had only changes. And there wasn't a youth player there, mate. So it's all good and well saying, yeah, we beat Luton 3-0. Yeah, it's good. It's good to win 3-0.
Bradley Williams, apart from Bradley Williams, that was it.
Yeah, that was it, mate. We had Mengi on the bench, I think that was it, and he didn't get on, did he? So
that just shows you, like, you seen Arsenal yesterday against Leicester, against Leicester. They had, I think they had a lot of players.
Liverpool as well, mate. Liverpool as well.
So that it just goes to show the morals of the football club now are starting to die out, mate. You know what I mean? We used to be priding ourselves. I don't care, but the other previous managers, they used to do that all the time, mate. I'm just thinking now, is it a case of these players are here to stay and we have to keep people happy now? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has to keep these players happy. And that, for me, is where everything goes wrong with this football club. Because if you're taking too many deadwood happy, then we're never going to progress. We're never going to say, listen, you're not playing today. Like, for me, if say now, let's say Bruno Fernandes, if he's not the right person for that game, you tell him you're not the right person. Then you play Van der Beek. But I'm just looking at it and thinking, is it always going to be Van der Beek, Pogba, and Matic? It's never going to be, you know what I mean, here and there. And I know people talk about squad depth and all that, but you're just looking at the League Cup game yesterday. Low academy players in the League Cup against Luton who had 9 first-team players out of the team. Yeah. So maybe, you know what I mean, is it a case now that the squad now is suffering because now we're kind of bringing new players now in?
Well, this is it, mate. Do you know what I mean? I'm looking at Pereira's not said boo to a goose recently, has he? You know what I mean? I've not even heard him pop up anywhere at all. He's just being quiet so he doesn't get sold, mate. That's why they're all staying quiet. And you know, all these players will start coming out and saying something when that window shuts, mate. Then we'll start hearing the noises again, won't we, from these average players? But like you said, it was criminal how we didn't have the youth players on the pitch against Luton. Yeah. You know what? And that just shows you how desperate Ollie was for a win to change the mentality. So you could look at that as a say, like, okay, we needed to, after watching the Crystal Palace game, get some minutes in some players' legs. I understand that side of it. But the challenge now will be, is he going to play him against Brighton next week when we play him in the League Cup again? Do you know what I mean? Now we're going to see, right, okay, because I can't see Brighton playing their full strength against us in the League Cup and the league. It'd be interesting. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what his team selection is next week. That will be very, very interesting. Probably more interesting than what he's going to select this weekend.
Zayn saying there to Adam, it's become the Punch and Judy show with Ollie and Woodward. Get ready for Arteta for the real puppet master. You know what, Zayn, man? You know what I mean? Like, it's, you know what, you gotta give it to Zayn, man. But you know what? Let's go to the Brighton preview. You know what I mean? Like, the biggest question that everyone's got on their lines is Eric Bailly or Lindelof. For me, I'm still not sure about both of them, but I'm just thinking Bailly is the best of a bad bunch. I don't know. People are going to say, oh, Bailly is quality and this, but sometimes I feel like he's rash. You can give him
away. I've got a question for you, mate. Brighton have got a corner, yeah? You're seeing Dunk and Duffy walk up to the edge of the box ready to head it. Who do you want challenging them for that ball?
Bailly.
Exactly. It's as simple as that, mate. Lindelof ain't winning shit against them. You know what I mean? And you know what? I watch the way that Lindelof gets shrugged off by Zaha on the edge of the box for that third goal last week. If that was Bailly, Zaha's either lining himself a free kick up because he's been flattened by him, or Bailly's walking away with the ball with him in a heap. One way or the other, mate. It's ball or man. Do you know what I mean? You don't get shrugged off the ball like that. That is pathetic. Did you see that picture that got posted out, mate, with him in the dress?
Oh, man.
No, there was a picture of Vidic with half his cheek hanging out and blood pouring down his face. And then
I know.
Next to him, Lindelof in a dress with a bottle of champagne. It was like, times.
You know what, though? No, Adam, I've seen this all the time, mate. Bailly plays an absolute wonderful game. Remember Chelsea away when he did that scissor kick, 2-foot scissor kick, that saved the goal. I've seen it time and time again. Bailly plays an absolute unbelievable game. Lindelof comes back. Honestly, I just feel like Lindelof is the go-to guy with Maguire, and I'm thinking it's not going to work like that because Bailly can help recover the pace in behind. Bailly can recover, but when you haven't got that, it's for me, it's a trap. It's a big trap we're walking into, and I just know that Ollie hasn't got again the backbone, the courage, the kind of balls. You know, to be ruthless and say, you know what, Lindelof, you're dropped. I'm sorry. prove yourself back again. I just don't see it happening. I don't see it happening.
This is the thing, mate. This is what I said last week for him to save his job. He needs to start being brutal with the team selection. That's the most important thing. Start having the bottle. Start having the courage and your convictions, because you've got this squad. Someone sent me a message the other day saying, are you really going to sit 350 grand on the bench and put Henderson in the team? I went, yeah. I don't care about wages. Do you know what I mean? I don't care about wages. It wasn't so long ago that Jose had Pogba sat on the bench. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes these players need to be sat out and taught a lesson. Look, Ferguson would have always done it. He would have had no problems in dropping one of the superstars to the bench if he thought he wasn't playing well. You know what? I don't care. It's all about performance, and whatever makes that team gel better, he has to find it, because this is the season he's being judged. Arteta's pulling up trees with hardly any money spent. He's not even had a quarter of what Ollie's had to spend and time. And he's already got something working.
Squad, when you look at it, their squad, they've got people like Nketiah coming off the bench. We've got Igalo. And he's scoring goals at Nketiah at the minute. You know what I mean? They've got, you know what I mean, Ceballos on the bench. You know what I mean? There's a lot of players for them on the bench that can go in their team and think, you know what? Big up to them. Like, when we look at our team, Igalo coming on, James coming on, is it a case of for me, the squad depth, it's starting to scare me a bit, man, because we haven't got like for like, man. And against Brighton, 2 games, they've won 2 games now, one against Newcastle and Preston. Are you a bit nervous about the game, in all honesty? Like you said to me, remember you said we'll win this against Crystal Palace? And then I said to you, I don't know, mate. I really don't know. I called it.
What did I say, though? I did back myself up, though. I said the only team that will beat United is United. And you know what, mate? It proved that way. It really did. It proved that way, because it was just one of them where we just didn't want to fight for it. And if we're in that mentality, there's not a chance that we're going to beat anyone in this league, let alone Crystal Palace. The teams at the bottom there, if we'd have played like that against Fulham or West Brom, I think we still would have been beaten, mate. You know what? And them teams haven't got as much quality. So for me, I am worried about this weekend, but then again, I'm worried probably every game with United, because you don't know what's going to turn up. And that's the big question, isn't it? Who plays? Who plays? Plenty of players who started that game. There's plenty of players who started that game against Luton who probably have a really good shout of starting this one, mate.
You think so?
Yeah.
Who are you thinking? Who are you thinking, like, you know?
Well, straight away, I'm thinking Matic is going to come in. I mean, Bailly's going to come in. I think Henderson should come in. And you know what?
You think so? Henderson?
Yeah, I think he should. I really think he should start. I just think right now there's a system that's not working at the back. We all know that our defence is frail and we're struggling. So, you know what? Maybe we can't get the players in that we need. But you know what? There's an opportunity there to put someone in behind this defence and say, look, we've got a talker here. We've got someone who's going to come off his line, someone who's going to collect the ball in the air, not punch it, someone who's great at saving shots, which he was in that game and saved us. And we've got a goalkeeper there who really could put some confidence back in this defence. Because if you've got someone solid behind you as a defender, there's nothing better, mate. There's nothing better. And you know what? On paper, De Gea probably makes more saves, but it's not about making saves now. I don't care about every keeper in the league can make saves. I'm not taking anything away from what De Gea has done, but he's another Pogba for me. If you're not playing well, sit out, learn who you're playing for, because you're not going to be able to go on that pitch and put in a half-hearted performance or under-par performance and get away with it. That's the mentality Ollie should have going in with every single player. And then we will see a change. Because right now, Pogba's got to look at that team and go, right, okay, now I have got a genuine challenger in Van der Beek for my position. Bruno exactly the same. De Gea won't have any issues playing second fiddle if he hasn't played well to someone like Henderson. Do you know what I mean? If they do, then, well, they've got a problem, mate. They've got a problem. Yeah. But it's a long turnaround in changing it to that mentality. That is the problem.
What do you think, though? Will Ollie think? That's my question. You said David De Gea, Henderson will probably not start. You said Bailly, I think Lindelof will start. There's so many things going on where we think, oh, you know what? Mason Greenwood should be starting. I get Mason Greenwood will probably start. But that midfield option there, Fred played all right against Luton Town.
Yeah, he did.
You know what I mean? Matic played all right. I think, you know what I mean, decent on the ball, but it's just a case of, you know, it's Pogba, Bruno. You know it's going to be them two. But then who's the next person?
Someone said Rashford in the comments there. Everyone trying to dig me out about Rashford. I said, if Rashford's not playing well, drop his ass to the bench. I don't care what player it is. You dropped. It's simple as that. If you have to go for a 2 up front, why not try Martial with Igalo? Do you know what I mean? Let Martial work off a target man as well and see how well he plays. You've got to think outside the box. We talked about this before the season started, mate, about Ollie having the look forward sort of ideas, ways of changing the formation and the system. It's not always got to be the same players. And if it doesn't work, then let's think of an excuse. Let's not let it get to the excuse stage. Let's look ahead and go, you know what? We've got another setup here where we can possibly change this formation and these players will work better together. You know what? If you put a cross into the box, you know, even 5 times out of 10, Igalo might win one. It's just got to mix it up, mate. You've got to be able to mix it up. If Rashford can't learn the wing role, which he used to be as in the youth system, if you can't be committed to playing on the wing and being a winger, then you know what? Maybe you should sit out for a few weeks and let someone come in who is. Because you know straight away, as soon as he got put up front against Luton, mate, it's like he was saying, right, I should be up front. It's like now he's saying, I want to be the limelight. I want to be the goal scorer. So Ollie's got a bit of a conundrum here because Martial obviously performed better as a 9 than anyone last year, including Rashford. But Rashford, I thought, was better on the left. But it looks like he's always trying to cut in. He's always trying to do the spectacular. And sometimes mix it up. Get down the wing and get a player on. But who's got in his head and made him think that he's a striker now when he wasn't before?
No.
That's the problem we've got, mate. It's about getting into the players' heads. It's a long turnaround, but there are systems there that can change. But all I'm saying is now the likes of Van der Beek are there. We've got good quality midfielders. Not one of them midfielders, I don't think, can argue if one of the other is in there for him. Do you know what I mean? It's not like it's not like Pogba's saying, I can't believe I'm being dropped for McTominay. You know what I mean? It's like Pogba's being dropped for Bruno or Bruno's being dropped for Van der Beek. Matic is coming in to play a different system. That's the difference in depth and quality depth. The defence, well, I don't know what Ollie sees in Lindelof. That is a major problem for me. Like you said, mate, I fully expect Lindelof to be in that team. And that's the scariest thing.
Why wasn't a centre-back priority? When you look at the squad, and you look at the team, how we played, how come, you know, you said your number one position was centre-back and CDM. Them two positions were not addressed this summer. Like, seriously, man, that, for me, that is the reason why we'll not finish top 4. I really do.
If Arsenal go and get Thomas Partey now, I'll cry.
Well, apparently they're in for Awar. Apparently they're in for Awar as well. Like,
yeah, I mean, they're trying, because I think Atletico Madrid turned down the swap deal with Torreira today, didn't they? So I think they wanted to put Torreira in as the deal for Thomas Partey, but Atletico have said no to it. So it looks like Torreira is going on loan now, and they have to try and maybe look elsewhere to find the pennies. So, you know what I mean, mate? I thought Spurs were skint, mate, and look what happened with them. Now they're doubled in what we've spent this season.
That's my worry is, man. You know what I mean? Zayn trolling us again, but Rasmus Malgremen, he says so much for Graham Potter over the years. I think he can get Brighton to Europe. I'm not too sure about that, but he says because he has more work on than Austin. I am worried. As a whole game tomorrow, early kickoff. You know what early kickoffs are like. I've never ever been confident in early kickoff in my entire life as a Man United.
I hate them, mate.
I hate early kickoffs. You know what I mean? And I just think when you're looking at that early kickoff, you know what I mean, will the players be ready? You know what I mean? Will the players be a bit, you know what I mean? I think they'll be flying there. I think they can fly there, I think, you know what I mean? Because it's down South Coast. They're flying there, you know what I mean? It's a bit, you know what I mean? It's not the usual customary. I know we beat them last summer. I know we beat them in the lockdown, but I think they were down and out. They had nothing to play for. Brighton down, Lampard, they got Trossard, who started well to the season. They've got a decent team. They won 3-1 against Newcastle. I want you just to tell me your overall feeling of this game. You know what I mean? Overall feeling. How is it going to go? How is it going to pan out?
Like you said, mate, Lamptey up front, who is quality. Looks like he's got what it takes. Got Ben White at the back. He's probably the most touted centre-back going. I remember when I had Kieran Maguire on my channel, he was saying to me off air, he said, there's a player for you who would be perfect alongside Maguire, and that's Ben White at the back for us. You'd get him at a snip. You know what, mate? He's already showing this season the qualities that he's got. You got like Trossard in there as well, like you're saying. Who's the young kid? The Irish kid as well. Oh, I can never remember his name. You know who I mean? The little lad.
Yeah,
He's another season on for him. But a lot of people, like the comments said, you have to give credit to Potter because he's got them playing a certain way. Whether or not that may play into our hands a bit, not as standoffish like Palace were. If they come at us, then you know what, mate? Connolly, that's the ones easy. Yeah, Connolly. He's another good little player who could have a future. They have got some good players, but that sort of gives me a little bit of confidence in a weird way. I know they're attacking our back line, and I'm not confident about that, but then there's gaps behind, and I'm just looking at Bruno and Rashford when they came on the other day, and he looks a bit sharper. Greenwood looked raring to go. I just feel like this, it feels high scoring, mate, to me. It really does. So? Yeah, it's got a high scoring feel to it. I just feel like it's going to be like a 2-2 draw, a 3-2 or something like that.
I don't know if my heart can handle that, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, mate.
I don't think it's not been a good ground for us, Brighton. You know what I mean? We've had a few losses, a few draws. Obviously,
it's been what's the name? What is it? We've never beaten with fans in the stadium, so look at it that way. At least there's no fans. We might win, mate.
maybe. I just wanted to give you your team, mate. I want to give you. Let me know what your team is. You know what I mean? In full, mate.
Yeah, my team. I would go Henderson in goal. I would go Luke Shaw left with Wan-Bissaka right, Bailly and Maguire in the middle. I'm going with Matic, and then I want Bruno as the 8, up and down.
Okay.
I want Van der Beek sat in front of the front three of Rashford, Martial and Greenwood. Pogba can sit on the bench for me and work his way back in because
fair, you know
I
what?
think so.
I think that's fair. You know, I think it should be eased in now, Pogba, because there's a lot of fans that are going to be on his case at the minute. You know what I mean? And
it's that as well, mate. He's the one player in our squad who's had COVID, who played no games over pre-season, and he's straight in the first team with hardly any training. I know other players aren't trained, but that sort of takes the argument away for Ollie's sake, for Ollie's case, that we weren't ready. Well, there was one player we all knew probably wouldn't be ready, and that was Pogba. But you still started him. I know what I mean. You played a kid who played the week before in Van der Beek in the same position, and he was raring to go and he's fully fit. But you still played Pogba. So that argument kind of drops dead, doesn't it? So for me, that's my team going forward. He goes to the bench. It's time to start thinking like United and the United manager. And I said this, Ollie can save his job, but he has to start being bigger than what these players are and saying, look, I'm in charge. If you're not performing, I don't care what your wage is, what your contract says, you sit on the bench. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then if it goes wrong, who can complain? You know what I mean? We're all crying out for the same thing here. We're all crying out for fair treatment. Certain players need to be used. The squad needs to be used. If you're moaning about fitness, then you know what? There's players there who hardly played anything towards the back end of last season who were dying for a game. So you just said in your press conference you're happy with the squad. Let's see it.
I don't know, mate. I don't know. Shout out to Hair Dry Treatment, Sophie in the building. Hope you're good. Yeah. Hi, Sophie. Everyone, go check out our channel, Hair Dry Treatment. Big up to the channel, man. Do very, very well.
I need to get on. So I've not seen or spoke to Sophie for ages. I need to sort something out with Sophie. Man.
Yeah, 100%. We got a guy here.
Hello, Tossers. What do you think about the transfers? Hello, mate.
In the UK, man, we don't use transfers. You know what I mean? But transfers, you know what? I'm not putting my bet on transfers because until I see something, I'm not gonna say anything. But you know what? Yeah, I'm kind of glad you said that. You know, because Van der Beek for me deserves a chance after them results, after his goal and the way he played against intelligent football against Luton. And I know it's Luton, and I know it's an average team on paper, but you've got somebody's got to be right on there. But am I frozen?
I think you're sort of skipping a little bit, mate. I can hear you loud and clear, dead clear.
Can you hear me loud and clear?
I can hear you loud and
Right,
clear,
let me
but
come in and out. 1 second.
Said, go on, I'm taking over,
Let me come in and out.
people.
1 second. He's taking over for a minute. He's taking over for a minute.
Yeah. Watch this. Where's he gone? He's not even gone yet. Is it just me? Hello, everyone. Welcome to Mad Red United. I'm Adam. Welcome to the show. I'm only joking.
And stop there. Stop there, lad. Stop there, lad. I'm back.
There he is. I can see you now, mate. Your lips are in sync again.
I'm in sync again, mate. You know, we're back again. But
mate, I tell you what, mate, that internet's taking its turn to scupper any one of us at the moment.
I'm telling you, yours is better now. How's yours better than mine now? You know what I mean?
Mate, I went out, mate, and bought myself a lead to plug right from my modem to my laptop just so I had a wire in, just so I could commit. The things you have to do to keep going, it's crazy.
Oh, mate, it's terrible. It's terrible. But you know what? I'm going to go with Van der Beek again. I think I'm going to go with Van der Beek because I just feel like his intelligence on the ball will be good for Man United. I think Martial needs help. Rashford needs help. You know what I mean? They all need help. And I'm going to stick with the front three because I'm going to stick with, basically with Martial, Rashford. But it's a big game for Rashford. I want him to turn up and destroy, you know what, Lamberty. Let's see if he can destroy Lamberty. He's a quality player, but I don't know, man. I just hope. I'm hoping
keep them on the back foot.
Having said that, I'm going to go for a 2-1 Man United win. I just feel like it's going to be a cagey one, man. I really, really think it's going to be a cagey one. Let me know in the comments below, guys, what's going to be your score predictions and goal scorers. I'm going to go for Bruno Fernandes penalty. They equalise, and then Martial gets the winner.
Ooh. You know what, mate? I'm going to go 3-2 United. Harry Maguire comes up and heads in the winner.
Wow, Harry Beckenbauer gets in the winner. Okay.
Yeah, that's it. I feel like there's a reaction coming. You know what, mate? I could be sat there with my sucking my thumb, mate, after the game, sulking again. But I just feel like there has to be a reaction this weekend. This is a must-win, mate. 2 games in.
That's why I said it, mate. Already, that's my title of the video, mate. Already a must-win game. You know what I mean? That's what it is.
It really is.
Man United Football Club, 3 points is a must, mate. It's absolutely crazy. I'll read this last super chat before we go. We are not a football team. Are really a business club. Bad salary structure, inefficient transfer business, dead running the team. I'm not paying and earning the huge amount of salary. You know what? That is the perfect way to end the stream. And you know what? I can't complain about that, Adam. Can you?
No, mate. It's it, mate. We're struggling now for the mistakes that Ed Woodward made when he first took the reins, mate. You know what? That's where we're at, mate. We recovered all them players. You know what? The Rojos, people like this. It's this what we're in? It's the recruitment. I'm looking at it and they're trying. I can see what they're trying to do. They're trying not to make the same mistakes again. But you know what? Sometimes when you dig yourself a deep enough hole, biggest ladder can't get you back out, mate. And that's what we're trying to catch up with right now. And it's struggling. We really are struggling.
Spot on, Rav. A lot of people say spot on, Rav. Thanks for the super chats all tonight. Thanks very much who's been in the live stream. We had about 1.1k live people watching match previews every Friday with myself and Adam. Every single Friday we'll be doing a match preview and we're going to preview the game and whatnot and the biggest talking points. But Adam, it's been a pleasure, mate. Where can the people find you, mate?
You can find me at Mad Red United on YouTube. All my socials are on there as well. You'll see Saeed on my show on Sunday. We'll be talking about what has actually happened in this game, and hopefully we'll be all cheery. And I've got my big prize giveaway on Sunday as well on my show. So looking forward to handing that out, giving a little bit back. But yeah,
I've still got time to enter the vote. I've still got time to enter the vote, or is it gone?
Yeah, you can get me if you go onto my Instagram, which is ADZUTD Ads United. Just send in your most important and most memorable goal in your United supporters' history, or how long you've been watching United. But you have to be elaborate with your explanation as to why it was so important for the club and you. Because at the moment, everyone's picking the same sort of goals. So it's going off your write-up on what it meant to you and how important it was. That's sort of going to win the day.
Yeah, that's brilliant, mate. You know what I mean? And also, are you live after this as well, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm going. I'm live with JV, Zeki, and Kino straight after this on my channel as well. Good to get JV on from the Third Eye view as well. First time on my show, so looking forward to chatting with him as well.
Yeah, brilliant. But guys, that's been a pleasure. That's been your match preview. Man United versus Brighton. Not confident, but I think we'll just about sneak a win, guys. Guys, if you've enjoyed this video, please smash a like on the video. It takes 1 second, guys. Smash a like on the video. It's been amazing to watch people. Lots of interaction. Lots of people getting involved in with the super chats and the chats involved. So I appreciate all was and normals. But guys, Man United 3 points is an absolute must.
It is.
Take care. Pray for Man United. Take care, guys. Peace.
Just win.